Yo, what's up everyone? So, bit of a different video today. I'm going to be going over the top 6 champs that I want to see added as 7 stars. There's a few rules for this video. At the time of recording, none of these champions are available as 7 stars, but for all I know, they could be added in the next Titan Crystal, they could be added in the next month. I don't know. I can't see the future, so maybe this video gets outdated really fast, or maybe this video is still in date a year from now. There's no way of telling, but at the moment of recording, they are not in the game as 7 stars. Since this is a top 6 list, I'm going to be doing one champion per class. I'm not going to be choosing any unrealistic options like Herc, like Quake, like Ghost. No stupidly OP champs that are obviously not going to be added as a 7 star. I'm only going to be going over realistic options, and I am a BG fiend. BGs is all I really care about, so most of these champions are going to be Battlegrounds champions. If you disagree with the list, that's fine. Comment who you want to see added as a 7 star. Don't get mad because I didn't put fucking Dr. Voodoo on the list. But yeah, let's jump into the video. For the science class, there's of course a few good options. There's so many OP science champs, but the first one that comes to my mind is iBomb. iBomb was so popular back in the Battlegrounds beta, but you don't see him used much nowadays, not in Alliance War, not in Battlegrounds. He's kind of fell off, but I think being a 7 star would really help him. He doesn't need dupe either, so he'd be a great 7 star to get just out of a crystal. He still wouldn't be the most popular Battlegrounds champ because he still wouldn't be the fastest, but he can finish fights at 100% health really easily, which is massive points, and he can take tanky mystics pretty fast like Sasquatch, like Rintrand. They are still really common defenders, and of course iBomb can be a really strong defender if you can catch your opponent without a poison immune, which to be honest is not uncommon. Not that many people are running too many poison immune champs these days, so yeah, I think iBomb would be a really good addition. For the Mystic class, I am 100% going with Hood. If you know me, you know Hood is one of my favourite champs in the entire game to play. He can be a really strong Battlegrounds attacker, and he's extremely versatile. He has so many strong pieces of utility, like his power steal, his invisibility, which lets you get easy openings, easy intercepts, his permanent fate steal off the SB2, his 65% ability accuracy reduction, which comes into play a lot more than you think it would. It stops so many nodes, it stops so many champions' abilities. He's such a great Battlegrounds champion, but even I have to admit that he does not cut it against 7 star rank 3s that are not Cosmic anyway. Against Cosmic 7 star rank 3s, he can still get the fight down fine, especially if there are buffs to nullify, but against any other class in the rank 3 department, he just does not cut it. He will time out in the fight, or the fight will be extremely slow because he will run out of bullets before he can kill his opponent. But obviously, if he was a 7 star, this problem wouldn't exist and he would be one of the best Battlegrounds attackers in game. The problem with him being a 7 star is that he does like to have max sig, because that's where all of the power steal on the SB2 and medium attacks while you're invisible come from. So with a 7 star, you would be missing out on a lot of the power steal utility because it would be really hard to get him to max sig, but he does not rely on the signature ability for damage. He just relies on it for power steal utility. He's probably my most wanted 7 star to be added. It would actually let him take 7 star rank 3s without running out of bullets. So yeah, I'd love to see a 7 star Hood. Hopefully they add him soon. I would definitely take him to rank 3. So if we look at the Cosmic class, there are some really strong 7 stars. There's Adam, there's Nova, there's Odin, there's Venom, even Gamora and Null. All really good Cosmic attackers, but there's no clear best 7 star Cosmic attacker. There's clear best defenders, because Serpent is the damn best defender in game. I ban his ass every match, and Maestro is also a really strong defender, but there's no best attacker in the Cosmic class for 7 stars. I think we can all agree there's 4 very OP Cosmic Champions that are leagues above the rest of the Cosmic class, and they haven't been added yet. These champs are Herc, CGR, Hulklin, and Gallon. Out of these, I don't think Herc or CGR are ever going to be added, or at least not for a very long time. I can imagine Hulklin being added, but I don't think he's going to be added anytime soon. I think when he is, it will be a very big deal. And to be honest, I think he's too strong to be added right now. But I can definitely see Gallon being added as a 7-star. And that is my pick for who I want to see as a 7-star for the Cosmic class. If we look at the current GC meta, where your opponent gains lots of armor ups, Gallon looks absolutely busted. He looks like the best champ in game. But in a meta where your opponent doesn't gain armor ups, which is most metas, he's nowhere near as busted as that. He's still very, very strong though, don't get me wrong. He's not the fastest champ in game by a long shot, but he's still pretty fast and he's extremely versatile. There's not many champions Gallon can't take. I think it's time we got one of the OP Cosmics as a 7-star, and Gallon just makes the most sense to me at least. It would really help him out on defense being a 7-star as well, because his main issue on defense is that he's pretty squishy because he's stuck as a 6-star, so you can easily nuke Gallon before he goes into harvest most of the time. But as a 7-star, you would not be able to nuke him nearly as fast. So it's going to be a lot easier for you to accidentally send Gallon into harvest and then get clapped and lose the match. So yeah, I think it would make him a much stronger defender, and it would give the Cosmic class a OP 7-star attacker, which it desperately needs. So tech is definitely the weakest class in game, but most of the good tech champions have already been added as 7-stars, like Guardian, Starkey, Red Skull, Shocker. There's only really 3 good tech champions left to add, and one of them is not going to get added because it's Ghost. She is probably never going to be a 7-star, but Nimrod and Fanta, I can definitely see them being added into the 7-star pool, and personally I would rather have Fanta than Nimrod. I think he's a better defender, better attacker. Well, Nimrod's definitely better against mutants, but Fanta is a lot more versatile than Nimrod, and he's definitely the better defender. Fam's signature ability definitely helps him out on defense, but he would only need Sig 20 to be good in my opinion, because the most important part of the signature ability is the damage cap, which stops him from losing 10% health from a single source. This stops Gallon and other nukes from nuking him, and he only needs Sig 20 for that 10% damage cap. So he'd be a great 7-star attacker unduped and a great defender at Sig 20. I know Viv Vision has a bit of a cult following, but she's already not the greatest champ in my opinion, and she needs max Sig on top of that. So personally, I don't want to see her added as a 7-star. She's mid in my opinion. I know she has some fans out there, but yeah, being mid and needing max Sig, not a great combination for a 7-star in my opinion. Moving on to the skill class, there's definitely a few champs I could pick from here. I know the first one people would flock to is Kate Bishop, but you had your chance. You could have voted for a 7-star Kate Bishop, and you voted for Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi won that poll. We could have had a 7-star Kate Bishop, and you all missed your chance. Now she's never getting added. I can guarantee she is not getting added for a very, very long time, because she is way too strong. She runs through Necro. She's insane for BGs, so yeah, I doubt she's getting added anytime soon. Some people would say Kingpin, but I think people have finally accepted the fact that Kingpin is just the worst version of Crossbones, and we can live without the 7-star mid-pin. I think Valk would be a pretty cool addition. She does need max Sig for her utility to be at her best, so she can counter Unstoppable with just 1 Pierce buff, but even at Sig 20, she can still counter Unstoppable with 3 Pierce buffs, which is still insanely strong. So Valkyrie would still be a pretty good addition in my opinion, but that's not who I'm going with. I also think Nick would be a pretty cool addition, and I do think a 7-star Nick will be released at some point. but I don't think it's going to be soon. The champion I'm going with is Hitmonkey, because I think he would really benefit of being a 7-star, and Hitmonkey was a really popular nuke back in the Battlegrounds beta. Everyone was using him, but he's kind of fallen off. As a 7-star with the extra critical damage rating stat focus, that could really boost his damage and bring him back up to being one of the strongest Battlegrounds attackers there is. And whilst this list is mainly focused on Battlegrounds, 7-star Hitmonkey with suicides would just run through EQ or any story content in sub 30 seconds. The speed on a 7-star Hitmonkey in story content would be ridiculous, so I would love to see him as a 7-star, and I can definitely imagine him being added soon. Another champion that I'd like to mention is BWDO. She would have been a great 7-star for the initial 7-star pool in my opinion, and she would have been really strong if she was released when 7-stars first came out. But since then, we've had some insanely strong 7-stars added. We've had so many nukes added to the 7-star pool that BWDO just wouldn't be able to keep up with them, even as a 7-star now. So the time to add her has passed in my opinion. She wouldn't be a hype addition anymore. She'd still be pretty cool, but she would have been such a good 7-star if they just released her when 7-stars were new. But her time has passed now. Moving on to the Mutant class, there's a few options. I don't think Kitty is too strong to be added as a 7-star. I always thought she was slightly overrated. She's very good, but she's not broken in my opinion. I think she would be fine to add as a 7-star, but I think Kabam thinks she's too OP to add as a 7-star, so we won't be seeing her anytime soon. Magneto would be a interesting addition, but he's also boring as hell to play, so I don't really want to see him. White Mags is way more fun, and I'm glad we're getting a 7-star White Mags. I'm going to go with the obvious option here, which is Mr. Sinister. In Battlegrounds attack, he is really versatile, and he is the safest bullseye counter. He's just very slow against bullseye, but as a 7-star, that would really speed him up. I'm not sure if the prowess stat focus would increase his degen damage. It might do, we would have to check that out. But either way, what I'm getting at is he's a really versatile Battlegrounds attacker that is only held back by the fact he is not the fastest champ. Being a 7-star would really help him, and I would definitely rank a 7-star Mr. Sinister. It would also of course make him a much better defender. As a little honourable mention, Toad would be a pretty cool 7-star addition, but I think Toad needs a tiny tune up. Just increase his poison damage on defense and give him some extra prowess potency, and he'd be a great champ and a great 7-star addition. But that's the end of the video. I don't normally make videos like this, so if you enjoyed it, let me know. If you could leave a like, I'd appreciate it. Helps out the channel, and I will see you all in the next video.